¿Qué pasa, YouTube? What's up? How's it going, everybody? Happy you guys today. Week number 8 of the APA. Well, the team builder, anyways, of week number 8 for the APA. This week, we are taking on Deathly I Am. Some of you guys may know him from watching the 205. Not 205, but like a 251 live stream he did with A-Drive. That is him, actually. That's the Deathly that we are facing. Coach of the Seattle Drizzlers, which I actually really like his team logo. I think it looks pretty awesome. So yeah, we are coming off of a very crazy win in week number 7, and hopefully we can continue to pull out a W this week. Hopefully I will remember to put our rankings there on the side over there. Hold up. Over there, this is the ranking in our division. So as you can see, we have a substantial lead, which is really great considering that this means our chances of making playoffs are very likely. So there's not too much for us to worry about going into this matchup. So even if we lose, we should still be in a good spot. But if we can't continue winning, we'll be able to guarantee the #1 seed and guarantee our spot into playoffs. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and let me know in the comment section below what you think about our matchup and our squad going into this week's battle. So as you can see, Deathly does indeed have a rain team of sorts. I fully expect them to want to bring the rain core, if not both rain sweepers, at least Mega Swampert or at least Kabutops. At least one of those two, I think, is definitely going to be coming to this game. The Tornadus is really annoying in this matchup, mainly because if he has like Hidden Power Rock or like Hidden Power Water that's boosted by the rain, that could be a little bit of an issue. Then he can have Knockoff for Jirachi or Hurricane. Does damage our team quite a bit. Then it gets like U-Turn, Superpower, Focus Blast, Knockoff, as I mentioned, Heat Wave as well. So Tornadus, I think, is definitely going to be coming to this matchup. Of course, Politoed, Kabutops, and or Mega Swampert, I think, have a good matchup. Heracross is actually really scary in this game. I'm not too sure exactly what kind of Heracross set he would want to bring. Flame Orb would be insanely difficult to switch into, but if he's something like Scarfed potentially, that's not going to be as big of an issue. And then Zapdos, I think, has a really good matchup in general as well, potentially being able to come to check our physically offensive Mons, especially our Mega Beedrill. And then the bottom 5 Mons, like the crazy thing about this matchup is that he can bring Miltank, like Rocky Helmet Miltank deals with something like Tauros, Diggersby, Beedrill, physically offensive Swellow. Registeel, I think, also has a very good chance to come. Actually, what I should have done was put Registeel in front of Miltank, because if he doesn't bring Registeel, that means he's not going to have a good answer to Swellow. So I really expect him to want to bring Registeel, honestly. Then Goodra and Amoonguss also have a pretty solid matchup in this game, depending on exactly what sets they are running. Like Amoonguss in general could be very annoying to deal with or like switch into, so we'll have to be very careful with that. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the first Mon here. We have Swellow, aka Fair, raining some justice from above, and you guys are not reading that incorrectly. You guys are indeed looking at the fact that I have Choice Scarf Swellow with Hidden Power Grass. So the great thing about Choice Scarf Swellow in this match is that we outspeed the Kabutops and the Swampert in the rain. So HP Grass to purely offensive Swampert does about 50 to 60%, as where the Hidden Power Grass to purely offensive Kabutops does a minimum of 94%. So we have, I think, almost a 70% chance to straight Oko Kabutops without Stealth Rocks. But obviously, you guys know me at this point. I will indeed have Stealth Rocks in this game. And if he doesn't have Rapid Spin on Kabutops, or he doesn't have Defog on Tornadus or Zapdos, which I guess Tornadus could run a potential Assault Vest set in this match, so he could have Defog on Zapdos depending on how things go. Either way, though, I definitely do expect to catch at least one of his 2 Rain Sweepers off guard with the Hidden Power Grass, which is going to be really nice. Even if he brings Kabutops, like Boom Burst still is a very spammable move against his team unless he brings Registeel. Obviously, if he brings Registeel, that's going to be his initial switch into this Swellow, so I'm going to have to U-turn out against it. And then we have Air Slash, mainly because if for some reason he doesn't bring the rain, I at least want to have some type of flying stab move to still be able to hit the Heracross for super effective damage, as well as the Amoonguss. While Hurricane would be really nice, it just has that 30% chance to miss, and I really don't want to try and put myself in that scenario. So I am very excited for this Swellow to put in some work, guys. Like, I'm really hoping this catches his Rain Sweepers off guard and just dents his team, or just gets rid of his Rain Sweepers in general. Next off, we have Tomas the Tangrowth. Now, while we are a Assault Vest Tangrowth, we are not running the standard plus Spadef Nature and max Special Defense, max HP. We are actually running a Impish Nature in this matchup, and Impish Nature from Relaxed Nature doesn't necessarily matter too much. Like, I want my knockoffs and my Rock Tombs to do more damage anyways, and I don't know, I guess maybe I could have gone like a minus speed nature. The only issue with minus speed nature is that I think Amoonguss would be able to outspeed us. So if worse came to worse here, actually let me check. No, Amoonguss would still not be able to outspeed us. Hold on. Actually, I should probably change this then before the actual battle. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why we're Impish, actually. Relaxed Nature is like perfectly fine. But either way though, I'll fix it later. But the great thing about Tangrowth in this matchup is that it actually deals with both of his Rain Sweepers, which is really good. With an Impish Nature, our HP investment, and our Spadef investment, there is no way the Swampert should ever 2-hit KO us while we switch into the Ice Punch. Like, Ice Punch should only do about 40% max, and that if he's Adamant Nature, that is if he is Adamant. And after Stealth Rocks, if we are at full HP, we'll be at 88%, so there's no way we're 2-hit KO'd by the Ice Punch, so in which case we can go for Energy Ball to return KO the Swampert, which would be really good. Knockoff is going to be amazing in this match to get rid of something like Damp Rock, Assault Vest, Leftovers, scout out for Z moves potentially, get rid of some type of berries as well. Sludge Bomb was put over Hidden Power Flying. Like, I initially had Hidden Power Flying on the set, but I felt like Zapdos was just way too annoying for us to deal with. And as long as he's not an offensive Zapdos, there's no way that Zapdos should be able to do entirely too much damage to our Tangrowth here, because Sludge Bomb can be consistently spammed against Zapdos, and eventually I will be able to get the 30% poison chance, nullifying Leftovers, or if he's some type of berry, then he's going to be taking 12% every single turn, so that's going to be really good for us. Rock Tomb is amazing in this matchup because we hit Zapdos, we hit the Tornadus for some type of super effective damage. We can Rock Tomb, potentially switching in Heracross if we know what set it's running. If it's not Banded, if it's Scarf, the Scarf's going to be nullified. If it is Banded, it'll be at -1 speed. I guess we could lower the speed of his Rain Sweepers if it really comes down to it. We can lower the speed of Espeon as well. So Rock Tomb is just a nice filler move in general. So moving on to our next team member here, we have our second Assault Vest Mon. So from what I saw in Deathly's battles, he has ran Choice Specs Tornadus before, and I really don't want a chance that he may or may not bring it this time around, because our best flying resists are Jirachi and Rotom. Rotom is worn down by Stealth Rocks, and if we're an offensive Jirachi, which I've brought offensive Jirachi a fairly good amount of times, then a Choice Specs Hurricane is still going to be nuking us. So by having Assault Vest Primarina here, we cover him being Assault Vest or Life Orb Tornadus, and I don't think a Specs Hurricane should be able to 2-hit KO us thanks to Primarina's naturally insanely high Spadef bulk, and with us having so many physical defense EVs and HP EVs, we can pivot into non-Flame Orb, Guts Heracross, or non-Choice Banded Heracross, which I'm not really sure if he would want to bring Bandit. I feel like if he does want to just nuke things, he would want to bring something like Flame Orb Heracross, in which case, if we can get up rocks, he's going to be taking that rocks chip damage and that 6% every time from the burn, so we can definitely use that to our advantage. But originally I had something like Leftovers, but I didn't really like that because then we were extremely still weak to the Tornadus. At least by having Assault Vest Primarina, we have a pivot into Tornadus, and then we can take advantage of that. All 4 of these moves hit absolutely everything and anything for neutral or super effective damage. Ice Beam is mainly there just to kind of hit Amoonguss. If he is not a Spadef bulky Amoonguss, I think we can actually 2-hit KO him after Stealth Rocks and some initial chip damage on the switch-in, so that's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Energy Ball, of course, smacks around both of his Rain Sweepers as well as the Politoed, and then Moonblast and Scald is actually very, very spammable against his team. If he doesn't, I mean, even if he brings Amoonguss, if he doesn't have Water Absorb Politoed, I can just kind of click Scald, and if it's in the rain, we're going to gain that boost and be able to potentially burn whatever comes in. So there's really no reason for me to not just have Scald and Moonblast on this set. Like, yeah, Hydro Pump or Surf would be nice for the extra damage, but if we're able to get that burn, we nullify Leftovers, we get necessary chip damage every single turn as well, and ultimately I feel like Scald is probably better in the long run. The 44 special attack EVs are just there so we can do that extra little bit of damage with our especially offensive moves. Next off, we have Hydreigon here. Actually, hold on. I was hoping to end this before my DS started dying, but it's red, so yeah, the light started flashing. Anyways, we have a Taunt Roost Hydreigon, and the amazing thing about this battle is that Hydreigon has such a terrifying matchup. Like, if you guys see his team, there is nothing that deals with this set of Hydreigon. The only thing that would stop us is that if he catches us with the Spore, or we get really unlucky with like Paralysis or like freezes, I guess, or crits essentially. But outside of hacks, there's not really anything he can do against this set of Hydreigon. So we are running enough speed to outspeed the Heracross, and you guys are going to see that 151 speed is basically the benchmark that I aim for in this match, because Tornadus already outspeeds everything that is not Swellow or the Mega Beedrill, and everything else is able to outspeed essentially anything he wants to bring, and I really do not expect him to bring a very speedy offensive Zapdos. Like, defensive Zapdos in the matchup makes a lot of sense in my opinion. So Taunt Roost Hydreigon deals with a plethora of his mons. We can taunt the Milk Tank, we can taunt the Registeel, taunt the Amoonguss, taunt the Zapdos, potentially even taunt the Politoed, and then Dark Pulse plus Draco Meteor legitimately hits everything for very good neutral or super effective stab damage, and there's nothing that he can do about it but try to switch something in against this. So another great benefit of Registeel in this matchup is that he can bring it for my Hydreigon. So that's another reason why I should have put a Registeel in front of Milk Tank, because I feel like Registeel has a much better matchup than Milk Tank, honestly. Either way though, this set's really awesome. I contemplated maybe bringing like a more offensive Life Orb set, or bringing a potentially Choice Spec set, but the issue with Choice Specs is that if he does have Registeel, then I need to catch it with the Focus Blast, because I don't want to Fire Blast if he has the Rain up. Like, Focus Blast nukes Registeel. Then he maybe could be carrying Chople Berry, so I could have gone like mix with Superpower, but then at that point I really want to have Taunt on this set to stop him from spreading Thunder Waves, getting up rocks, spreading Spores potentially, or anything along those lines. And then with Leftovers and Roost, that's really nice to be able to keep our Hydreigon at a very high amount of HP, as where if I had Life Orb, yeah, we're doing that extra little bit of damage. But the thing about it is that I see myself trying to switch Hydreigon into the Amoonguss, and he should probably have Sludge Bomb regardless of whatever he wants to run on Amoonguss. So if he poisons me, that means I'm going to be taking the 12% from the poison and then the 10% from the life orb. So anytime I go for one offensive move, I'm going to be taking an extra 10% amount of damage, and I really don't want to be bothered by that. So by having leftovers, yeah, we're doing a little bit less damage, but we're only going to be taking 6% as opposed to 22% if he does get a poison with Amoonguss. So I really do expect this Hydreigon to be able to put in a whole lot of work and just kind of break his team down for the rest of our team. So moving on to the next team member here, we have Jose the Jirachi, not running Choice Scarf this time around, but running a very nice set similar to Hydreigon. Actually, we're running a good amount of speed to hit 151, max HP to be able to tank hits, and then the rest in our special attack to be able to do that extra amount of damage. So 3 attacks, especially offensive Jirachi, actually has a really nice matchup in this game. And the great thing about this matchup is that I'm almost like 85 to like 90% sure he's gonna bring Politoed with one or both of his rain sweepers, because both of his rain sweepers, once my Tangrowth is gone, just kind of wreck us. So I can definitely see him bringing Politoed to this match, and that's where I can take advantage of the Thunder, because in rain, Thunder never misses. We have a 60% chance to paralyze everything that is not Swampert and that is not Zapdos, which is going to be really amazing, I think, in my opinion. Grass Knot, of course, absolutely nukes the Swampert and Okos the Kabutops. The thing about it is that even if we had Energy Ball doesn't do more damage to Swampert. Grass Knot does more damage, so at that point it was better for me to have Grass Knot as opposed to Energy Ball. Psychic is really spammable against his team. As you can see, he does not have a single dark type in this match, so that's really good for us. And something like maybe mono attacking Jirachi would have been really nice, but the issue with that is that then I might have not been able to fit Stealth Rocks in this game, because why would you bring a Donphan against a team that has Politoed, Swampert, and Kabutops, even Amoonguss arguably, so yeah, Tornadus as well. So there was no way I could fit Donphan on the squad, and Jirachi is our only other Stealth Rocker, and Stealth Rocks are going to be really nice in this matchup if he doesn't have Defog in general, because we can get that little bit of chip damage on his team and be able to wear it down more accordingly. So the final team member here is going to be 5150, aka Tauros, and I have absolutely been loving Tauros, man, in the APA. Tauros, as I mentioned before, is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon, man. Back from the moment I started watching the anime as a kid, when I started playing Fire Red and Leaf Green, I have absolutely loved Tauros, and on this team in this league, Tauros has been an absolute monster, and in this matchup it still is going to be a monster, because his only resists to my Body Slam are absolutely destroyed by Earthquake, unless he has a physically defensive max HP, Impish, Bold, Relaxed, Natured, Registeel, whichever one of those 3 natures it could be. Earthquake can easily 2-hit KO the Registeel after Stealth Rocks, and if he's not running leftovers, it's even easier for us. Or if we just get just a little bit of chip damage, Spadef Registeel is 2-hit KO'd by Earthquake on the switch-in, which is absurd in my opinion. Something like Bandit Tauros would have been absolutely amazing this match, but of course that gives Kabutops potentially a free Swords Dance, or Registeel a free and safe switch-in, and then if I lock myself into Earthquake, Zapdos comes in, Heracross comes in, the Tornadus comes in, potentially the Swampert as well. So I figured Life Orb was still probably going to be our best bring to this matchup. Between Rock Slide and Earthquake, we hit everything else for neutral or super effective damage. The great thing about this set though is that we have Sleep Talk, and Sleep Talk of course is only for the Amoonguss. If he doesn't bring Amoonguss, awesome. If he brings Amoonguss, we will be prepared for that. Of course, we are reaching enough speed to outspeed the Heracross. And while I guess I could have maybe gone Jolly max speed to potentially speed tie with the Espeon, if it really comes down to it, I can guarantee tank one specially offensive hit from the Espeon and then return knock it out with the body slam, potentially, depending on his EV spread and the chip damage that we got on it. So I figured that I might as well try to invest as much Spadef bulk as I can. That way we can at least try to take a hit on the specially offensive side from Politoed, Zapdos, Tornadus, Amoonguss, Goodra even potentially. So that's going to be really, really nice. So I am hoping that Sleep Talk comes in handy in this matchup. I don't really know if it will. Like, if he doesn't bring Amoonguss, then obviously it's a wasteful move, but there's not really anything else that I need besides the Edge Quake coverage along with our stab in this matchup. But if he does bring Amoonguss, I can switch it in, get caught by a Spore, Sleep Talk, and depending on the EV spread of the Amoonguss, we can 2-hit KO him or severely pressure him. So yeah, guys, that is going to be our squad for this week's APA match. With that being said, what is going on? Hold up, what, hello? Yeah, with that being said, I will see you all with the actual battle tomorrow. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and leave a comment in the comment section below, letting me know what you guys think about our team and the matchup in general. So with that being said, I will see you all later. Goodbye, everybody.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks. Yeah. 6 foot hacks. Yeah. 6 foot hacks.